Well, it's a happy song, so we'll go with "Here Comes the Sun," the Beatles song. I mean, you can't really be bummed out, and if you are, it's pretty morbid. You know what I mean? Like, I could see the only way that that would be a bum out is if you place it in a movie over something horrible, like someone brutally killing somebody with "Here Comes the Sun," or it makes it way more scary. Well, I guess the hardest thing about starting a band is the dedication of other people. The number one thing is just to try to find people that you feel will be dedicated enough to not let you down, and that's really the hardest thing. Finding a group of people that want it as much as you do, or won't allow how difficult it is to really find success get in the way of their life. I mean, it's hard to find people that are willing to give up everything for something that is, in many ways, illogical. When you consider the career path of people. So I would say if you're looking to do it on a professional level or to do it for a long time, the passion that you have for it, you got to make sure you find people that share that passion. I don't know. When I was younger, I had all the colors of the rainbow. So I think I had like really deep red hair that was like, when I was in my angst-ridden teenage years, that was kind of cool looking, but it's a pain in the ass. Can't really maintain it, and then it fades out, and then you just have like old cotton candy looking hair, which is not great. Well, I imagine by the time this comes out, the Andy Black merch store has been launched, and then in the U.S., retail stores like Hot Topic, I think Spencer's has some stuff. So, but online, I think our official store will be out by now. Absolutely, but only if I'm able to, or the high five is offered. I'm not going to seek you out to high five you. That would be impossible. But if you were there in front of me and you try to high five, barring you holding some sort of weaponry, or if there's some other reason, like you have like poop on your hand or something. But if it's just a normal high five, I'm into it. It's fantastic. I mean, I think one of the most important things that you can do musically is to try to be genuine to yourself. I never sat down to write a song to pander to people or to think, oh, this is the thing that's going to inspire people. You try to write about what you know and the feelings that you have and what you'd like to be able to communicate to people. And for me, I grew up being told that I was not ever going to do any of this stuff. I was never the golden boy. I wasn't the kid that everyone assumed would have success, and much to the contrary. Nobody wants to admit that they have a chip on their shoulder, but it was a big motivating factor for me, being treated so poorly and being, involved in fights all through my adolescence and getting kicked out of schools and, not really having people believe in me. It was difficult. So you want to be able to communicate those ideas to people, and if that inspires people in a positive way, to follow their dreams, then that's a great thing. But again, I don't ever sit down with the idea of I'm going to write a song and sell it to some lonely kids. I think I think it's horrible, and I think it happens often where people are disingenuous and they say, I know that the sad kid demographic is a big thing, and let's tap into that. And that's not really ever been what I've advocated for. I think that you shouldn't celebrate your sadness. You should want to be able to rise above it. Well, as of the time this is announced, I'm not sure, but I know that we'll be touring pretty much everywhere. We're going to be doing the UK and the US, and then once those two runs are over, moving, into mainland Europe and everywhere else. I think that I would see Andy Black going to all the countries that Black Veil goes to. Of course, still working on the band. The band has been something that I've done since I was a little kid. I really, Black Veil Brides as the name is something I came up with when I was, a freshman in high school, and before I even got my driver's license. So it means a lot to me, and it's not something I'm going to give up on. But this is something I've always wanted to do in doing this kind of project, and I'm going to see it through. I'm not going to say that this is something that I don't want to have succeed, and I'm not going to say it's not something that I'm going to spend time with. But Black Veil's making another record. We're all together and working on a regular basis, and next year we'll go back out and go on tour and have a new album. But for now, I'm going full steam into this.